Hello, this is X here and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we are going to be doing a deck profile of my personal Gimmick Puppet deck, which I use in most of my duels. So we're going to start off with the monsters, then we'll go magic, and then we'll go trap, then we'll go extra deck. Okay, so let's start off here. Start off, we have two Gear Spring Spirits. Now, the reason that I have these in my deck is one reason because they're level 8, so you can use them in XZ summons. Also, they have a really cool effect. If you've got one machine in the graveyard, you can special summon these from your hand, and you can select one monster, face up monster per turn, and their attack becomes 0. So that could be exceptionally useful, right there. When we have two Machina Fortresses. These are ones that you can use to get onto field just as a basic attack monster by discarding your Gimmick Puppets. So it's a good way of getting your Gimmick Puppets into the graveyard, which for most of them is what you want, and they have pretty decent attack. So, now we'll start with a few Gimmick Puppets here. We have 3 Gimmick Puppet Dreary Dolls, and these are probably some of the most important cards in the deck. Mainly because of their effect. If they're on the graveyard, you can banish another Gimmick Puppet monster and special summon them. And this is not limited, so you can do as many times as you want with as many of these cards as you want. I mean, you could do possibly as many XZ summons in one turn as possible. So they're really important to the deck. Then we have 1 Dark Armed Dragon. This is just a good attacking monster and also to destroy opponent cards as well, because most of the Gimmick Puppets are dark. So you will special summon this by having 3 dark monsters in your graveyard. And then you can banish one, and for every one that you do banish, you can destroy one card in your opponent's side of the field. So that's a really cool card there. Now I have 2 Gimmick Puppet Shadow Feelers. So these are the deck, again, level 8 Gimmick Puppets. And the good why these are so good is because if they're in their graveyard and you get attacked and you don't have any monsters to take yourself, once you've taken damage, you can special summon this monster onto the field, and then this monster can't be destroyed by battle, so they can't really do any more damage to you, as you can special summon it into defense position. So yeah, so it's a really cool card. I'll special summon it, like I just said, so it's great for getting those XZ summons out. Then we have probably another quite important card, Gimmick Puppet Humpty Dumpty. Now this is important because of its effect again. So you can once you summon this to the field, normal summon, you can special summon any Gimmick Puppet monster from your hand. So again, a great way to get those cards onto the field for those XZ summons. Then we have 2 Gimmick Puppet Scissor Arms. Now these are used to get your Gimmick Puppet monsters which need to be in the graveyard special summon to the graveyard. So in other words, to get your Dreary Dolls to the graveyard as fast as possible, so you can special summon them. Next we have 2 Gimmick Puppet Gear Changers, and these are extremely useful cards. I know they're only 1 star, but look at their effect. These cannot special summon from the deck. Once per turn, you can target 1 Gimmick Puppet monster you control, except this card, and this card becomes that monster's level. So if you summon this and you've got a Dreary on the field, you can get a level 8 XZ monster straight out. So incredibly useful there. Then we have 2 Gimmick Puppet Eggheads. These are really cool to have in your deck, because you can. This one can also become level 8 using its effect by discarding 1 Gimmick Puppet monster. So yeah, they're incredibly useful. Then we have 3 Gimmick Puppet Magnet Dolls. These are probably one of the easiest to get onto the field, and they are level 8, so you could easily use these as XZ summons. So if you've got these in your hand and you control one other monster, also you control a Gimmick Puppet monster and your opponent controls any monster, you can special summon these as many times as you want. So that's really pretty cool and really easy to get on the field, to be fair. Okay, now moving on to spell cards. So first off, we've got Foolish Burial. This is obviously used to get your Gimmick Puppets to the graveyard as fast as possible. Then we have a Rank Up Magic Numeron Force. This is to get some of your extra monsters to the Chaos version of them. Very useful card, as a lot of the Chaos versions of the Gimmick Puppet XZ cards are really powerful. Allure of Darkness. Now this is you draw 2 cards, then you have to banish a dark monster. So yes and no, this could be good, but it is pretty good. I mean, once you've lost most of the Gimmick Puppets in the graveyard, they really don't have much use. So that's a useful card. Then we have 2 Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. They'll usually use yet again to get Chaos XZs out, and they're also used to get a special XZ monster which I have in my extra deck, which I'll explain a bit later. So in other words, you get a normal a level 8 XZ on the field, activate this, and you can get a C version of the same name, or any that have got chaos in the name. Then you have 2 mystical space typhoons just for destroying your opponent's cards, so they can't surprise you with any shenanigans. We have very important cards here. We have 3 junk puppets. Now these allow you to special summon a gimmick puppet monster from your graveyard, but you can only use one of these per turn, so it's a bit limited, but still a really good way of getting your gimmick puppets onto the field. We have 3 trade-ins. These are again used to get your gimmick puppets to the graveyard, and also you discard it and then you can draw 2 cards, so that's an advantage there. We have 1 dark hole, just in case you get into a sticky situation and you need to get rid of your opponent's monsters. There it is. Now on to traps. So first off we have bottomless trap hole. This is obviously to get rid of any one card that your opponent summons and banish it, so very useful. Have mirror force for some protection in case you have no monsters on the field, so you can annihilate their monsters. That's what I use it for anyway, personally. Compulsory evacuation device. Now this can be used for multiple purposes. As you can see, you had the Gimmick Puppet Humpty Dumpty. You could use this to get this back to your hand, and then next turn you could use it to effect again, because you can only use it once per turn. And summon it again, you can special summon another monster. So it's really useful for doing that, or returning your opponent's monsters to their hand, of course. Then we have a torrential tribute, yet again for some of those sticky situations to destroy your opponent's monsters. And then a very useful card here, we have Solemn One. So this will prevent you from your opponent doing anything, special summon, normal summon, trap, spell, anything. So it's really useful if they pull out a really powerful special summon. Okay, so that is your main deck. Hope you enjoyed that one. So let's have a look at the extra deck. So I've just got to rearrange it a little bit. Apologise for this. So we can go from the powerful to the weak. Okay, so let's start off here. So first off we have number 101, Silent Honor Arc. So this is a level 4 XZ monsters, as we do have some level 4s in the deck, so it's pretty easy to get out. And this effect, you can remove 2 materials from this and target a special summon monster your opponent's side of the field, and you can attach it to this card, so it's really good for stealing your opponent's XZ monsters or any other special summon monsters. Then we have Gear Gigant X. Now this is incredibly useful for getting your weaker gimmick puppets to your hand, such as Gear Changer, Humpty Dumpty, and Egghead. Very useful there. Then we have Hieratic Stun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. I'm sorry I said that one. So if you don't really want to get your gimmick puppet monsters out, you can use other gimmick puppet monsters to get Hieratic Stun Dragon out. Then you contribute other monsters to destroy any card in your opponent's side of the field. So it's an incredibly useful card. But the only thing with this one, you can't use Druidol to summon this, so it can be a bit restricted on how you can get it out. But it's still a great card. Then we have 2 number 15 Gimmick Puppet Gear Changers. Now these have really good defense, and their effect, you detach 1 card and you can destroy one special summon monster your opponent controls, and if it's an XZ monster, they take damage, so it's pretty cool. Then we have its Chaos version, which is Gimmick Puppet Giant Hunter. Now this card, if you detach 1 card, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it, and if it was an XZ monster, inflict the attack. So it's an incredibly useful card there. Then we have 2 Gimmick Puppet Strings. These have an insane attack, 3000 attack. And if you detach 1, you can put a string counter on all face-up monsters on the field. That includes your own, so be very careful with these cards. And at the end of your opponent's next end phase, all of them are destroyed. Your opponent takes 500 points for every one that is destroyed. So you've got to be really careful with that one. Then we have 2 Gimmick Puppet of Dark Strings. Now if you combo this with your Gimmick Puppet of Strings, it can be a really devastating card. At the start, when this card gets onto the field, any monsters with string counters on are instantly destroyed, and one with the highest attack your opponent takes equal damage to that attack. So if you put a counter on one that's got 5,000 attack and then you destroy it with this, they'll take 5,000 damage. So it is a pretty decent card, and you can detach 1 card to put a string counter on the opponent's monster. Okay, so next off we have Gimmick Puppet of Leo. This is probably one of my favourite extra cards to get out. It does require filler relays, except all the others require 2, so it is a bit more difficult to get out, but its effect is worth it. You can attach 1 XZ monster every turn, and for every turn you can put a Destiny counter on it, and once there is free on this card, you win the duel, basically, so it's a really useful card. Then we have its Chaos counterpart, Gimmick Puppet Disaster Leo. Its effect is really similar, to be fair. it can only be a special summoned by using rank up magic on Gimmick Puppet Leo, so it does restrict it a little bit. You can attach one card from this, and once and you inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, but once this card has no XZ materials, and your opponent has less than 2000 attack, you win. So 2000 life points. So it's a really useful card again. Now the most powerful card in the extra deck, which is one that I said you can special summon earlier, is Chaos XZ's Coach Lord Ultimate Trainer. Now this card is gotten out by using the Argent Chaos Force, which I mentioned a bit earlier, on name off any of your XZ materials, as that is all it requires to get out. Just to say you can summon any Chaos XZ. So that's what I used to get this out. It's a very powerful card, 3800 attack, and it can't be destroyed by card effects. And once per turn you can attach an XZ material and draw one card, and then I show my opponent, but they take 100 damage for the draw. So yeah. Okay, so that is it for the deck profile. In my opinion, this has to be one of my favourite decks of all time. It is an incredibly powerful deck if you know how to play it properly. And yeah, it's just got to be one of my favourites. So if you've enjoyed, don't forget to punch the like button, leave a comment down below, also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, most follow me on Twitter, link down below as always. Also, if you are looking for any Yu-Gi-Oh singles, don't forget to check me out on eBay, link below as well. So that's it to say, thank you so much for watching. I have been XStarKillerX, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Goodbye for now.